Good afternoon, everybody. Market's going to close here in about 4 minutes. We have Google that's going to report its quarterly earnings results here shortly after the closing bell. We could see the range that it's at a $21 range, 1088 being the high, 1066 being the low. So, I have a 60-minute chart so that we're all going to be on it. There was only one way to trade it: buy the calls on the upside and buy the puts on the downside. So that way, no matter what happens, we would lose on one, but we would gain on the other. And it's all about capital risk. Capital risk. I'm going on pause 2 minutes before the close. All right, the closing bell is here. And Google ended down $3.51. And we're going to see what happens with these quarterly results. So stand by. Have a 60-minute chart up here so that people can see the 60-minute chart right here that I have. And here's the Google right here. So I will be back here within moments. Okay, here we go. We got a little bit of action down here at 1062, 1060. I don't have a report yet, but here is a 60-minute chart. They just ran it up to 1090 there, and then they dropped the bomb at 1066 by 1089. And what I have behind me here is a 60-minute chart. All right, there you go. They popped it. Yes, they did. They popped it right here to 1090. 1088 was the intraday high. Oh, boy, look at that, 1092. Look at that big fat. They just hit 1111. Now we're at 1100, 1103,
GOOG.
1100. There it goes. Right now, you can see it over here on the 60-minute bar that I have on the Google. And I'll come right back to it momentarily. We're running up to 11:15. You can see it. There it is. I'll be right back. Hey, everybody. We went up here to $1,121. You can see that after hour movement's at 11:12 right now. Okay, I'm going to get the numbers. We're back down here to 11:03. That's that 60-minute bar that topped out up there at the high. We're coming back down to 11:05, and then I'm going to go over the trade. We're dropping back down to 1099 and 1100, 1099. There it goes, boy. This baby is ripping. You can see that 60-minute bar after hours. That you can. I'll be right back. I'm going to try to find out what the numbers are. I've got a preliminary number. Q1 GAAP EPS 13.33 versus 9.28. Capital IQ consensus. Revs are 31.15 billion versus 30.28 billion. So they're a little bit light there on the revenue side. So we're going to go more into getting all the facts and conclusions. Right now, we're here, we're live. So, the last 2 quarters, Google didn't do well on its quarterly earnings. And there was no way you could trade this unless you had the calls up and out of money, and you had to have the put options below the money. And I'm going to come back when I get more numbers. All right, they did beat the estimates and whatnot. This is the first time that in the last 2 quarters where Google has gotten a pop. And it did get a pop up to 1120 and whatnot. So I'm going to find out a little bit more about it. We're coming down to 1095, 1095, 1094, 1093. There it is. We got a big 60-minute wick. And we're going to find out. They did beat estimates, but now we got to find out where those revenue streams were. Right, part of the things about Google is that they did beat, GOOG beat by 65 cents, and the GOOGL, they beat by 7 cents. So we're coming back down now to 1088, 1087. It closed at 1073. It's still positive in after hours. Everybody's trying to get ready to get on it. There's that 60-minute wick. Yes, the people that have the call options right now are going to make a little bit of money, but I'm not seeing this thing break out up above the 1120. So it's still early and whatnot, and I'm going to gather all the materials. The GOOG beat by 65 cents and beat on revs. Now, the GOOGL, it's not quite as robust, but they still did beat. Okay? Remember, the high was 1088 on Google throughout the actual trading day and whatnot. Basically, we're printing at 1088 now. So we rocked up to 1121, and now we're printing 1086. There's going to be a conference call, and then that's when we're going to come back, and we're going to look at all the numbers and the different segments, paid per click, and their other robust. But right now, we're still up from the close. The close was 1073. We're printing at 1083. You can see the big spike. I'll come back once the conference call gets underway. You can see right now I'm waiting for that conference call. I'm printing at 1080, 1075, 1076, 1075. There you go up there at 1121. There you go, coming straight right back down. Remember that GOOG, they did real well with their numbers, but the GOOGL, which is the one that really counts, look at that. I'm coming down right here. I was at 1072, 1074, 1073, at 1121, coming straight back down on that 60-minute wick, which is about as tall as the Empire State Building. Here we go. I'm waiting on that conference call. I'm printing 1068, 1069. Like I said, we have put options on it as well for this kind of reason right here. It's not going up. It went up to 1121 on the 60-minute after hours chart. Once again, I'm printing at 1065, 1065. You know what? We are very excited about the fact that there's nothing wrong with being on the other side of the market for cases like this. Once again, like I said earlier in the tape, they didn't do well on the last quarter. They had a problem with another quarter before that. And yeah, you could have had the calls up and out of the money, but those put options that were below the market, that's the one that's going to pay the big money. And there you go right now at 1064 in after hours. This is live. FreeOptionTrader.com. You know it. I know it. You know you need to be here. All right, we're going to have to get moving on here, but now we're off of the bottom. So you can clearly see right here that I'm trying to get this blowed up so that you could see it. Here, this is a 60-minute chart, so let me try to zoom in on it again for everybody and whatnot. I'm going to go, that's GOOG. I'm going to go back to the GOOGL. There's that. So let me try to get this back up for everybody in the live trade. So here we are. There's that 60 minutes. So, I mean, let's see if we can't get this open a little bit more and whatnot. So we're printing at 1085 now. So we went up to 1121. We've come back down here. We hit a low of about 1066. So we're $20 off of that bottom. And this is the kind of range and volatility that is having it. Part of the problem is that a lot of people think that there's going to be privacy issues with Google, just like there was with Facebook. So I'm going to conclude this one. We'll update it tomorrow morning on the opening bell. Once again, we got down here to about 1061, 1062. We hit the top side at 1121, and there is the ranges for now.